Good morning. How are you? Did you take your pills? Make sure you took your pills. Happy wake and bake. How are you? Happy wake and bake. Right. I am your personal pretend prophet, Nikki K. the Great. I am narrating this here Bible for you and for myself, which we're trying to figure out what it means. We're trying to learn what the fuck it means because everybody lies about it. So we're reading it for ourselves. Me and Disco Dick here, and usually Captain Pussfur is there. But right now we have an empty SS Lazy Ass rolling around somewhere in the ocean just by itself. Uh, I don't know where Captain is. She won't come. So, not even for catnip. But anyway, packed one of my bowls up here. We're using the Mother's Day bowl again because I didn't think to change it. And we can't get a new bowl right now. So, we're stuck with the Mother's Day bowl. Anyway, now let's wake and bake with Das Bible. We are on chapter 13 and 14. There's 2 chapters left. And thankfully, we don't have to read about Jesus' death in the morning. I just PSA, right? This is correct. This is correct. Buy guns and learn how to use them. Learn how to use them. Don't cause violence for no reason. Anyway, it's Mark chapter 13. As he came out of the temple, one of his disciples said to him, "Look, teacher, what large stones and what large buildings." And then Jesus said, "You see this? You see these great buildings? Not one stone will be left there upon another. All will be thrown down by something called the Taliban." Dick! No, no. I'm sure something else broke it before the Taliban. Shut up. When he was sitting on the Mount of Olives opposite the temple, Peter, James, John, and Andrew asked him privately, "Tell us, when will this be, and what will be the sign that all these things are about to be accomplished?" Then Jesus began to say to them, "Beware no one leads you astray. Many will come in my name and say, 'I am he,' and they will lead many astray." All right, real quick. I am not him. I am not a real prophet, right? I am not. I just want to know what Das Bible says. And I want to know what exactly people are lying about. So I'm doing my own fucking research, and I'm doing it on camera. So you might know what it says also. So, look, it's Captain. Did you hear? Yeah, get up here. Get up on your boat. I don't know why she won't get on her boat. Get on your boat. I don't know why she won't get on the boat. Okay. When you hear of wars and rumors of war, do not be alarmed. This must take place, but the end is still to come. For nation will rise against nation, and China will try to say it's got a big dick. Shut up, Dick. Shut up, Dick. Okay. Nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There will be earthquakes in various places. There will be famines. But this is just the beginning. As for yourselves, beware, for they will hand you over to councils. You will be beaten at church because these people have no fucking chill. And you will stand before dos governors and kings because of me as a testimony to them. And the good news must first be proclaimed to all nations. When they bring you to trial and hand you over, do not worry beforehand about what you are to say, but whatever is given to you at that time. For it is not you who speaks, but the Holy Spirit. Brother will betray brother to death, and a father his child. And children will rise against parents and have them put to death. And you will be hated by all because of my name. But the one who endures to the end will be saved. This is President Trump right here. We need to stand behind him. Because even if you're watching me and you believe in a different God, your God has to be telling you also something is wrong, right? You have to feel the static in the air. And I know a lot of you do because you disrespect me a lot, right? But none of you want to take the chance to listen. And I'm glad some of you have watched past 8 minutes, right? But you other people, even your gods have to be telling you something. They just have to. And you might even just pretend you like other gods so you don't have to like God, real God, whatever. You know, this God, this good, right? But your God still has to be telling you something. And if you don't believe in any God, something has to be telling you something is not right. You clicked on my video, so obviously something is not right. And this thing right here, the one who endures to the end will be saved. We have to support Trump. He has to endure till the end. He has to. Right? We have to try to protect him or save him or be behind him and encourage him. Because he has to make it. He has to make it to the end. Even if you don't believe in God, right? He has to make it. He was chosen for something. He was chosen for a reason. And maybe even by your gods, because I know the religions don't exactly change, just the names do. Right? It's just the name of the gods, the name of the person. Every religion steals from every religion because that's just what people do. So anyway, that's just what I think. But He's got to endure. He's got to make it, and we got to make it. But when you see the desolating sacrilege set up where it ought not be, let the reader understand. Then those, and hold on. But when you see the desolating sacrilege set up where it ought not to be, let the reader understand. When those in Judea must flee to the mountains, the one on the housetop must not go down or enter the house to take anything. The one in the field must not turn back to get a coat. So make sure you have your own ship bag, socks, underwear, and a coat, along with the other things you need. So get a ship bag. Don't get ready, stay ready. Woe to those who are pregnant and to those who are nursing infants in those days. Pray that it may not be in winter. So take a coat. For in those days there will be suffering, such as not been from the beginning of creation, that God created until now, and will never be. And if the Lord had not cut short those days, no one would be saved. But for the sake of the elect, the ones he chooses, he has cut short those days. And if anyone says to you at that time, look, there is the Messiah. Look, there he is. Do not believe it. False messiahs and false prophets will appear and produce signs and omens to lead astray, if possible, the elect. I'm not a false messiah or a false prophet. I'm not really even a prophet. But I'm reading the book to you people. I'm like in Leviticus, it says, read the Bible in the language people understand. That's the only reason I call myself a prophet. I can't do signs and omens. But be alert. I have already told you everything. So stay ready, it's coming. But in those days, after that suffering, the sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light. And the stars will be falling from heaven, and the powers in the heavens will be shaken. Then you will see Son of Man coming in the clouds with great power and glory. Then he will send out the angels and gather his elects from the four winds, from the ends of the earth to the ends of heaven. And from the fig tree, learn its lesson. As soon as its branch becomes tender and puts forth its leaves, you know summer is near. So also, when you see these things taking place, you know that he is near at the very gates. Listen, I'm telling you, this generation will not pass away until these things have taken place. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will not. But that day or hour no one knows, neither the angels or the Son, only the Father. Beware, stay ready, for you do not know when the hour will come. Listen, that stay ready thing. Sometimes I fall asleep in my shoes and my coat. I'm homeless all the time. So I accidentally fall asleep in my shoes and my coat. Dustin kind of gets mad about that. Like, what? Stop that. I'll fall asleep in the clothes I'm wearing. Sometimes, while you see me wake up in the clothes I was wearing yesterday because I sleep in my clothes because you never know. So I stay ready. And that's what he's telling these people. Stay ready because you don't know. It's like a man going on a journey. When he leaves home, he puts his slaves in charge, each with his work, and commands the doorkeeper to stay ready. Therefore, keep awake, for you do not know when the master of the house will come. In the evening, at midnight, cockcrow, or at dawn, which I thought those were the same things. Because doesn't the rooster crow when the sun's coming up? Isn't that dawn? Or else he may find you asleep when he comes suddenly. And what I say to you, I say to all, stay ready. Don't get ready, stay ready. Keep your shoes tied, right? Keep your shoes tied and your nose clean. We are about to ride out. We're going to be like the regulators. Anyway, press pause. No, I'm pressing pause. Press like and subscribe if you made it this far. Give me a like and subscribe because I do this a lot, and this Bible is one hell of a story, and my life is one hell of a story, and there's a lot of lessons in this here Bible. Anyway, press like, pause it right now, go refill your stuff, and we will be back at the same time. Okay, did you press like and subscribe? We came back at the same time. Oh my god. Oh, duh. I'm a retard. Okay, so here we go. It was 2 days before the Passover and the festival of unleavened bread. I don't know where this festival came from. We're going to have to go back and read Exodus, I think. The chief priests and the scribes were looking for a way to arrest Jesus by stealth and kill him. For they said, not during the festival, or there may be a riot among the people. While he was at Bethany in the house of Simon the leper, which is different than Simon the Zealot, Simon that carried the cross for Jesus, and Simon the Zealot. So this is a different Simon. Oh, and he had a brother named Simon. So this is different. As he sat at the table, a woman came with an alabaster jar of very costly ointment and nard. I think nard is a flower. And she broke open the jar and poured the ointment on his head. Captain! Yeah! Get up here on your boat. No, she's like, I don't want that. Come here, Captain. Here. Wait. Hey. Captain. Come here. Yeah. Normally she's addicted to catnip. Can't get her away from it. But I don't know what it is with her in that boat today. She don't want to be in it. But there were some who said to one another, why was this ointment wasted in this way, this dumb bitch, right? This could have been sold for the poor. And I'm sure they said that because Jesus was there. And they were like, you silly bitch. And then Jesus was like, the fuck is wrong with you? Leave her alone. She's doing good shit. You will always have the poor, but you will not always have me. I'm about to die. She's preparing me for dying. Because I'm telling you, wherever the good news is proclaimed in the world. Oh, look, it's Captain. Oh, shit. The other cats heard it. Okay. So, when people talk about me, they're going to talk about her, right? Go on, Spaz. Oh, wow. Maybe that's why she won't get on the bed. Maybe that's why. Anyway, they're gonna remember her all the time, but they never got her name. Then Judas, who was one of the 12, went to the chief priest. He went to the chief priest in order that he might betray him. When they heard it, they were greatly pleased and promised to give him money. So he began to look for an opportunity. On the first day of unleavened bread, when the Passover lamb was sacrificed, his disciples said, where do you want to have dinner? So he sent his disciples, like, in the city, there's a man carrying a jar. What? Go ahead and meet him. And wherever he enters, say to the owner, my teacher asks, where is my guest room, that I may eat the Passover with my disciples? There goes Captain. He will show you a large room upstairs, furnished and ready. Go ahead and make preparations for us there. So the disciples set out and went to the city and found everything as he had told them. And they prepared the Passover meal. When it was evening, he came with the 12, and they had taken their places and were eating. Jesus said, listen, I'm telling you, one of you is going to betray me. And you fucking suck. And then they began to be distressed. And they was like, I don't know about that. I don't know about this. For the Son of Man goes as it is written. But woe to that one by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It would have been better to that one if he were catapulted into a shark tank wearing lead shoes with pedophiles. Right? While they were eating, he took a loaf of bread and he was like, hey, big guy, bless this. Right? And then he broke it and gave it to him and said, this is my body. This is my song. Loving the Savior all the day long. Those are not the words to that song. So he's like, this is my body. It's just broken in half. And then he took a cup. After he was like, cheers, big guy. He gave them the cup, and all of them drank from it. They drank from the same cup that Jesus drank out of. So, I wonder if they understood the symbolism of that. You know? Like, drink from my cup. Did any of them put that together? Like, I don't know if I want to drink this. And he said, okay, this is my blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many. Because listen, I'm telling you, I will never again drink the fruit of the vine until that day when I drink it new in the kingdom of God. Oh, because they gave him old shitty ass wine with like gallbladder in it. Weird. Okay, so I guess because he's like, I'm going to drink it new. Okay. When they had sung the hymn, of all the details, they don't bother writing the name of the song. They went out to the Mount of Olives. And Jesus said, you will all become deserters, for it is written, I will strike the shepherd and the sheep will be scattered. But after I am raised up and become naked zombie Jesus, I'm heading off to Galilee. Meet me there. And then fucking Peter, he's like, everybody leaves. I'm not gonna leave. Bitch, you're the first one to leave. Shut up, dick. And Jesus said, I'm telling you, this day, this very night, before the cock crows twice, you will deny me 3 times. So Jesus dies after Passover, like after the Passover meal. So Jesus actually dies the first day of Passover. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. But he said vehemently, even though I must die with you, I will not deny you. And all of them said the same thing. And they went to a place called Gethsemane. Gethsemane. I don't know. And he said to his disciples, listen, I'm going to pray. Just wait right here. But Peter, James, and John, you guys come with me. And he began to become distressed and agitated. So these 3 are like Jesus's best friends, right? Peter is like Jesus's best friend. He taught him more than he taught anybody. And then Peter's gonna be like, we're not there. Okay. And he said to them, I am deeply grieved even to death. Remain here and stay ready. And going a little farther, he threw himself on the ground and prayed that, if it were possible, the hour might pass from him. And he said, Father, for you all things are possible. Remove this cup from me, yet not what I want, but what you want. You know what he wants. He wants your self-righteous suicide. That is not, Nikki. Dick, don't tell me. Don't tell me what to do. And he came and found them sleeping. And he said to Peter, Simon, are you asleep? Could you not stay awake for 1 hour? It probably wasn't even an hour. Keep awake and pray that you might not come into the time of trial. The spirit is indeed willing, but the flesh is weak. And again he went away and prayed, saying the same words. And once more he came and found them sleeping. Their eyes were very heavy. They did not know what to say to him. Yeah, like, hey, we're tired, right? He came a 3rd time and said, do you guys just never listen? Is it like, Jesus is talking, let's not listen? Okay. But listen, get up because it's coming right now. Here they come. So, immediately while he was still speaking, Judas, one of the 12, arrived, and with him there was a crowd with swords and clubs from the chief priests, the scribes, and the elders. So these Democrats came with Antifa and Black Lives Matter because that's what Democrat Jews do. Now the betrayer had given them a sign saying, "The one I will kiss is the man. Arrest him and lead him away under guard." So when he came, he went up to him at once and said, "Rabbi," and kissed him. Like they didn't know who Jesus was, this guy. And they laid hands on him and arrested him. But one of those who stood near drew his sword and struck the slave of the high priest, cutting off his ear. And Jesus said, "Have you come out with swords and clubs to arrest me as a bandit?" I was with you all the time. I taught you. What? Listen. I get it. Scriptures have to be fulfilled, but I'm not a bad guy, right? Then his 12 deserted him and fled. A certain young man was following him, wearing nothing but a linen cloth, and they caught a hold of him. But he left the linen cloth and ran off naked. They took Jesus to the high priest, George Soros' ancestor, Caiaphas, and all the chief priests, elders, and scribes were assembled. They was like, what is that? Megatron, unite. Peter had followed him at a distance, right into the courtyard of the high priest. And he was sitting with the guards, warming himself at the fire. Now, the chief priests and the whole council were looking for testimony against Jesus to put him to death, but they found none. Yeah, so they make up charges. Fucking Democrat Jews. For many gave false testimony against him, and their testimony did not agree. Some stood up and gave false testimony against him, saying, "We heard him say, 'I will destroy this temple that is made with hands, and in 3 days I will build another not made with hands.'" Jesus didn't say that. But even on this point, their testimony did not agree because Jesus didn't say that anyway. Then the high priest stood up before them and asked Jesus, "Have you no answer?" Like, they're talking shit, like, And Jesus was like, "Drink a fifth, plead the fifth." And again, the high priest asked him, "Are you the Messiah, Son of the Blessed One?" You mean God. And Jesus said, "I am. And you will see the Son of Man seated at the right hand of the power. I'm at the power and coming with the clouds of heaven." Then the high priest got naked and said, "Why do we need a witness? You have heard this blasphemy. What is your decision?" And all of them condemned him as deserving death. Even the ones he rescued, listen. Some began to spit on him, blindfold him, and strike him, saying, "Prophecy!" The guards also took him over and beat him. I hate this. While Peter was below in the courtyard, one of the servant girls came by. When she saw Peter, she was, she stared at him and said, "Hey, you were with that guy. You were with that guy." But he was like, "Nah, I'm not with that guy. I don't know him. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about." And he went out in the forecourt. Then the cock crowed. And the servant girl upon seeing him, began again to say, "Hey, this is the guy." And he's like, "I'm not the guy." Then after a little while, the bystanders again said, "Listen to how you talk. You're definitely with that guy. You talk in riddles just like that guy." And Peter was like, "I don't know what you're saying." And at that moment, the cock crowed for the second time. And Peter remembered what Jesus had said: "Before the cock crows twice, you will deny me 3 times." And Peter broke down and wept. So he was crying like a bitch. That's Godsmack song. Anyway, thank you for watching. I love you. And have the give $2 to a church you pass at some point this week. That's what I was told. $2 to a church, preferably a food bank church, because we're gonna need the food bank. So, thank you for watching. I love you and have the greatest day ever. Don't forget to do stuff. I love you. Bye.